Hey, check this out. Amazon Brand Registry is the Amazon Prime for sellers. Don't believe me? Come on along, I'll show you. Hey everybody, my name's Chad Lacey and I'm an Amazon FBA seller. I want to take a little bit of time to talk to you about Amazon Brand Registry. I often get a lot of questions about what it is and if you need it and when people should sign up for it. And generally there's just a lot of confusion about what Brand Registry is and what it isn't and what it'll do for you. So I just want to take a little bit of time and talk about it. Now, I'm a big believer that Amazon Brand Registry is the toolkit for sellers like Amazon Prime is for Amazon buyers. It's not something that you absolutely have to be successful on Amazon if you're a seller, but it sure makes the experience a whole lot better. And let me dig into why I'm saying that. So, Amazon Brand Registry was started a few years ago to address a problem that Amazon was having with seller disputes. So, a lot of sellers started raising complaints about counterfeit items or people hijacking their listing and trying to sell something that wasn't quite the same quality as what the original lister was selling. And quite honestly, Amazon was stuck in the middle. Like they don't really know who to believe. Like who is right and who is wrong here. It became a lot of headache for Amazon to kind of dig through and figure out who was right, and potentially could open them up for lawsuits if they sided with the wrong seller. So they came up with brand registry as a way to solve that problem for them, right? So brand registry, to get in brand registry, you have to have a registered trademark from a list of countries that they support. It doesn't necessarily have to be from the U.S., but there's a list of countries that they support registered trademarks for. If you have one, you can get into brand registry. And so that's an external government issued source that Amazon is leaning on and say, okay, you're this registered brand. And if you have that brand and that logo on your product and on your listing, then we'll recognize you as the owner of that brand. And so if you say that these items are counterfeit and not you, we're just going to take your word for it because you've already proven to us that you own that brand and that logo. So it's I won't say it's quite automatic, but it got Amazon out of the loop from having to decide who's who and who's right and who's wrong. You're the registered brand. You've got a government registered logo. So we're going to recognize that and we're going to accept it. And if you say that this listing over here is not you, we'll take it down. If you say these products are counterfeit, we'll kick them out. Almost no questions asked. There is a self-service aspect to it. And so that's where brand registry started. Since then, they have found that there's a lot of power here. And they're trying to add more services to, number one, to entice more sellers to get into brand registry. And we go through the effort of getting a registered trademark. And so they started adding more and more services. Again, it started off with trying to get counterfeit items and hijackers off. And so they have a service they refer to as Project Zero. And Project Zero really encompasses a few things. It is some machine learning, artificial intelligence for them to figure out, is this suspect activity and take action on your behalf. There is a self-service dashboard that you can go in and have listings removed that you say aren't yours. And then the third is a somewhat new service that they've rolled into Project Zero called Transparency. So Transparency is another program that once you're in brand registry, you can apply for. It's not automatic. You don't automatically get it. And what Transparency is these little QR codes that you can apply to every single unit, and each QR code is unique to that unit, so it's serialized. And Amazon has, you get the QR codes from Amazon. They cost about 5 cents a piece. If you're doing really high volume, the price comes down. You can get it down to 1 cent, but that's at really, really high volumes. But the idea is that now Amazon's helping you track your inventory on each unit. And so they'll know that if something comes in under your brand or under your listing and it doesn't have that QR code on it, that transparency code, it's no good. They'll kick it right out. if something has been sold, and so part of the agreement is that even if you're selling items that aren't, if you're selling it off of Amazon, so you're selling on eBay, you're selling on your own website, you're selling it Walmart.com, whatever. The agreement that you're making with Amazon is that you're going to put one of these serialized stickers on all of your units, regardless of where they're being sold, so that if something shows up in the system that they're not expecting, so take for instance, you sold some stuff, maybe you had a sale, and somebody bought a bunch of it and is now trying to resell it on eBay, or they bought a bunch of it off of eBay and now they're going to try to post their own listing up on Amazon. Amazon's going to know that, and they're going to know those serial numbers that they've already been sold or where they were. They're going to work with you on tracking that and to keep that stuff back out. So it's one way and a pretty powerful way to get those counterfeiters and hijackers gone for good. Okay, so that's the genesis of brand registry, but it has turned into so much more. Now they have additional services like sponsored brand ads. So you're familiar with sponsored product ads, which is your typical advertising on Amazon. They have sponsored brand ads that allow you to do big logo banners at the top of Amazon's website. They have sponsored display ads, and there's two forms of that's in beta right now. But sponsored display ads allow you to do product ads that aren't search related. So you get to kind of pick where they're going to show up. There's not necessarily as part of a search. And the other half of that is that you can do advertising off of Amazon using their display ads. So potentially Fire TV, for instance, or IMDb TV, or other websites that Amazon's working with to place ads on. You'll be able to work with Amazon to start to get your ads to show up there. They just opened up a beta for video ads, so you can start doing advertising with video. So that's just some of the advertising things that Amazon's doing. They've also enticed sellers to get in by allowing you to upload video to your listing, as well as what they call A plus content. It used to be known as enhanced brand content. So that's really rich product descriptions on your listing instead of just text. You can put pictures, and it's formatted in such a visually pleasing way that it enhances your listing from some of your competitors. One thing I forgot to mention with the sponsored display ads, you can also target certain ASINs. So maybe your competitor is doing something, and maybe you'd identified a certain competitor that is either selling more volume than you, or maybe you've even identified somebody that has an inferior product. You notice that they're selling a lot of volume, but they're getting bad reviews. You can target that ASIN, and your ad would show up just below the buy box on their listing. So another way to attract attention. Some of the other things that Amazon Brand Registry is bringing is Amazon stores. So that's your own storefront, virtual storefront with, like, it to be amazon.com/your company name. And you get to design the layout of that store, and it's just your product. So if you have it can be just one product, or if you have a catalog of products, you get to design that layout and how it's displayed and the way it looks. And that's a great way of handing out a URL through social media that takes people to your catalog of goods, and it's just your goods. So instead of having somebody go in and search and your product pop up amongst other competitive products, it's just your catalog of products. And again, you have a lot of flexibility with the way that website is laid out. They've turned on Amazon Live, which is like a QVC home shopping network kind of thing, where you can go live on the Amazon platform and interact with customers, show off your product, talk about it. You can have video. You can get really, really sophisticated with this, or it can be just as simple as you with an iPhone shooting video and going live. And just talking about your product and answering questions and showing people what it looks like and how it works and how you use it, or whatever. Another powerful way to get your product in front of customers. And customers can actually follow you so that they'll be notified every time you go live. So a new and interesting way for you to reach out to customers and touch base with them. Another beta that they have just recently turned on is called Amazon Attribution. And so this is a way for sellers to start to quantify how all of their digital marketing efforts are generating sales on Amazon. So Amazon gives you a lot of great reports about how your sponsored product ads are performing, and what your ACoS is, and what your click-through rate is, and all that kind of stuff. But we've never really had an automated way to see, like, how are my Facebook ads doing? How are my email campaigns doing? How are my Pinterest ads doing, and how are they generating traffic and turning into sales? Where am I performing better than others? You had to do that either manually or get third-party products to help you track that. So now Amazon's starting to help you track that as well through what they're calling an attribution tag. You can kind of think of it like a Facebook pixel. It's not quite the same thing. You don't get, at this point, you don't get a lot of rich customer information. All you get is just click-through rate and add to cart and product detail, page view. So you get information about the buying process, but not really who the person is. And again, these are all beta. Amazon goes through a process known as minimally viable products. And so when they release something in a beta and first turn things on, that's the minimum amount of services that they want to give you. They will continue to build on this, and you can just look at Brand Registry as that. When Brand Registry first rolled out, it was just about counterfeiters and hijackers, but it has turned into so much more, and all these products will. I really expect attribution to be something that every Amazon seller is going to leverage to understand how all their marketing efforts and advertising efforts are leading to sales from all over the web. And today, you only get attribution if you're part of Brand Registry. So just this is a quick highlight overview of what Brand Registry is. It has turned into so much more than just counterfeiters and hijackers. It's something that if you're not in Brand Registry, if you're not doing it today, you should seriously consider, because the amount of services that they're turning on there is just powerful. And it's a really powerful tool set that you need to have in your arsenal to be an effective seller on Amazon as this marketplace continues to get more, I don't want to say confusing, but more congested. It's going to take a lot of effort for you to have your product or catalog of products to stand out. And Brand Registry is really that toolkit that Amazon's giving you to help do that. So if you found this information really useful, there's a link below that you can click into for more detailed information. I appreciate you joining me on this video, and we're going to continue making some more, talking about the power of Brand Registry and some of the services in there. So I look forward to seeing you again. Thanks.